Good day, everyone. My name is Miss Sarah Joy Ruliode, and I'll be presenting to you my work regarding Behind Closed Doors Investigating Gender Gaps in Suicide Rates, a journal review article. Do you know someone who died because of suicide? Or did you ever heard from your neighbors, television, radio, and social media platforms that there are people who died because of suicide? What do you think is the main reason for the person choosing to end their life? According to the World Health Organization, every year there are more than 700,000 individuals tragically lose their lives to suicide, and for every person who dies by suicide, there are many more individuals who attempt to do the same. Meanwhile, according to the study led by the University of the Philippines Population Institute and funded by the Department of Health, it showed that 1 out of 5 Filipino youth ages 15 to 24 have ever considered ending their life. This is so alarming, right? What's more alarming is having a gender disparity regarding suicide cases wherein there are more men dying by suicide than women. Aren't you curious about this? How can we end these sad stories? Well, understanding and addressing these risk factors is vital for suicide prevention and promoting mental well being across genders. In line with this, numerous studies have attempted to research the factors affecting the global gender gap in suicide, one of which is the study conducted by Gaudicos and Barzolazo in 2018 titled Global Gender Gap on Suicide: Why Are Men More at Risk? This study examined the factors contributing to the pronounced gender disparity in suicide rates, with a particular focus on revealing the higher risk experienced by men. Moreover, it aimed to identify the significant risk factors for suicide gender gap and to determine the relationship of the predictive variables to male suicide. In addition, the study presented a theoretical framework on the 6 stages of SCAPE theory, which is anchored to leading in suicide cases. It indicates that the first stage may be triggered by either difficulty in meeting one's own personal high standards or recent stressful life events. This leads to the second stage where individual makes internal attributions and blames oneself for not meeting the set standards. Consequently, in the third stage, self-esteem diminishes. This kind of mindset will lead into the negative effects such as having depression and anxiety. In the fifth stage, the individual may undergo cognitive deconstruction, feeling increasingly hopeless about everything. And finally, when the fifth stage reaches a critical point, the person removes reasons for living, ultimately leading to self harm and suicide attempts. Procedurally, the study employed big data analytics techniques and utilized statistical software and data mining methodologies to collect, process, and analyze data sets. Ethical considerations were also carefully addressed in data gathering procedure. Key findings from the study suggest that economic factors, particularly GDP, play a significant role in shaping the gender gap in suicide rates. Additionally, reluctance of men to seek psychiatric intervention emerges as a critical contributing factor in the higher suicide rate among males than females. Researchers suggested the importance of increasing openness to psychiatric intervention as means to reduce male suicide rates and bridge the gender gap in suicide. By addressing stigma, promoting mental health literacy, and improving access to mental health services, the study underscores the potential for gender sensitive interventions to mitigate the disproportionate burden of suicide among men. Overall, the authors of the study did a great job of making their research easy to understand and making it interesting to read. They started by clearly stating what they wanted to achieve, which helped to keep the study focused. Moreover, the author's adeptness in synthesizing data from diverse sources contributes to the strength of their findings. They also use tabular data and explain it carefully to help the readers understand the result. While the study demonstrated several strengths, there are notable limitations that need to be addressed. Firstly, the reliance on available data led to a partial coverage of countries with information on significant risk factors for the gender gap in suicide, which led to regions lacking indices on pre-identified suicide factors were excluded. Additionally, an important oversight in the data presentation pertains to the absence of explicit mention regarding the geographical origins of the data source, which weighs down traceability of the research process. Thus, addressing these limitations through comprehensive data collections methodologies and transparent reporting practices will be essential to enhance the strength and validity of the research. In conclusion, the study discussed sheds light on the nuanced dynamics of suicide, particularly the gender gap prevalent in suicide rates. By delving into factors such as economic conditions and societal attitudes towards mental health, the study offers valuable insights into the complexities of suicide prevention. Thus, it is crucial to emphasize the significance of encouraging individuals to seek psychiatric assistance when faced with mental health challenges. By promoting an environment that supports open discussion about mental health and reduces the stigma surrounding seeking help, we can effectively address the root cause of suicide rates. It is essential to underscore that reaching out for assistance is not a sign of weakness, but a courageous step towards healing and resilience. Through collective efforts to foster a culture of support and understanding, we can strive towards a future where individuals feel empowered to seek the help that they needed. And if you know someone who experienced thought of escape, you must remind them that there is no need to suffer silently and there is no shame in seeking help. I hope you learn a lot from me. That's all. Thank you.